For our landscape exploration, we're going to look at the work of Vincent van Gogh, who was born in 1853 in the Netherlands and died in 1890. His most famous painting is called The Starry Night, painted in 1889. The Starry Night is a landscape painting, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a painting of the land and everything that you'd see when you look at it from a distance. We can think of a landscape in sections. The foreground, things that are closest to us. The middle ground, things that are a medium distance away. The background, where things are farthest away. And the sky. Let's use this painting to help us develop our powers of observation, looking closely to notice details others might miss. What details do you notice in this painting? Are those details in the foreground, the middle ground, the background, or the sky? You can pause the video while you look at the painting. Here is another painting by Van Gogh called Olive Trees with Yellow Sky and Sun, also painted in 1889. This painting also has a foreground, middle ground, background, and sky. What details do you notice here in this painting? See if you can pinpoint which section of the painting your details are in: foreground, middle ground, background, or sky. Pause the video while you observe closely. We're going to look at one more painting by Van Gogh called Road with Cypress and Star, painted in 1890. Using your powers of observation, what small details do you notice? Can you tell which part of the painting is the foreground, which part is the middle ground, which part is the background, and I'll bet you can spot the sky. We're going to make a Van Gogh-inspired landscape using contour line. Find your large white paper in your art packet. We're going to put our paper on our desk landscape style. That means with the long side closest to you. This is called portrait style. This is landscape. This is how we want our paper. We'll begin with the foreground today. The foreground has objects that are closest to us, so they appear the biggest. Near the bottom of your paper, make a slightly curved line. It can curve all the way off your paper and then back up again. Anything that you draw for the foreground will be on or below this line. We're going to draw a cypress tree. That's that tall, skinny tree that's in Starry Night. And some bushes. You can put your cypress tree anywhere you want. I'm going to put mine on the right side, but if you would like to work on the left side, that's okay. If you want to practice this new strategy on your folded paper, draw along with me and then rewind the video and do it on your white paper. We'll start near the top of our paper and make a curved line that goes down. Now we're going to go up and to the left, and then we'll curve back down again. Go out up and to the left, and then curve back down again. Out, up and to the left, and curve back down again. Now, back up to the top, we're going to go to the right. Curve down, stop, up and to the right, and then curve back down again. Up and to the right, curve back down again. Up and to the right, curve back down again. You can add another cypress tree if you want, either next to or on the other side of your paper. Try to make this one a different size than your first one. And now we'll add some bushes. This is going to be a bumpy line, like clouds. might be wondering, where is the contour line going to come in? My friends, right now. You're going to fill each shape with contour lines. We'll use these lines as guidelines for when we are doing our oil pastel. Your lines do not have to be super close to your original line. Remember, with contour line, we try to keep our lines the same distance from its neighbor line. Do all of your cypress trees and your bushes. Remember to interrupt your contour lines when they bump into another shape. Remember that curved line that we drew at the very beginning? We're going to fill this with contour lines as well. Now find your oil pastels. We're going to use more than one color for each of these shapes. We'll begin with the grass at the very bottom. We'll choose a green to start with, and then you may choose either the other green, or if you want to make it more yellow-green, the yellow, or if you want to make it lighter, your white. I'm going to choose the yellow-green and the yellow. In between your contour lines for your grass down at the very bottom, you're going to make dashed lines with your oil pastel, like this. If you made your lines really close together, it's probably difficult to get in there with the oil pastel. Just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, and by the end, nobody's going to be able to see your pencil lines anyway. As long as you're following your contour line, it'll look great when you're done. Now, with your other color, add more dashed lines. You do not have to fill in all the white spaces. We are going to do a step at the very end with watercolor that will take care of that problem. If you have grass over on the other side, like I do that too. Remember to use both of your colors. If your oil pastel is getting really short and it's hard to draw with, you can peel back some of the paper, like this, to expose more of the oil pastel. Now let's move on to our bushes. Swap out one color for your bushes. I'm swapping out my yellow for this darker green. It is okay if you choose different colors than I have. For best results, try to pick a color that's close to your original color on the color wheel. We're going to use the same strategy that we used in the grass. We'll make a dashed line in between our contour lines. Our dashed line might need to curve a little bit. Do your first color, and then your second color. Continue till all of your bushes are filled. Be sure to follow your contour lines with the oil pastel. Remember, your dashed line may need to curve. Let's work on the cypress trees next. Start with whatever green you want. I'm going to do the darker green. Since I already chose lighter green to go along with it, I can't use it again. But I could do blue, or I could mix this dark green with yellow, or I could mix it with white. I'm going to begin with this cypress tree first. Remember, it's okay if you leave some white spots. Now I'm going to do my last cypress tree. Don't forget your second color. You can use your black to add shadows as long as you still follow your contour lines. We're going to pause here and continue with the middle ground next week.